Welcome to Castlevania Legacy of Darkness for the Nintendo 64. We're going to be starting a new game, but not a fresh new game, because that would have me playing as the main character, Cornell. I've unlocked all the other characters and their secondary costumes and so forth. We're going to be starting a new game as Reinhardt Schneider, the Belmont type character. New game. We're going to be selecting normal, because hard mode is unreasonable. Here we go, Reinhardt. His primary costume is an armored suit, and if you press up, his secondary costume is the same costume he wore in the first Castlevania 64. I think I'm going to go... Sure, why not? I like that scarf. Secondary costume it is. I should be reading this, but I kind of forgot to, and now it's scrolled by. Oh well. I'm so good at this! Blah blah blah. Wallachia, however the heck you pronounce it. I've heard it's pronounced in so many different ways throughout this series. Reinhardt Schneider, he's a vampire hunter, and Dracula's back, and you gotta go kill him. The plot's not that complex. More plot actually happens throughout the game itself. And that's really the interesting part. Not so much the intro. The intro is just the setup, the typical setup for any Castlevania game. It's a time of peace, and then people got wicked again, so the powers of darkness gain power, so Dracula's back. Hey, everybody. It's Castlevania. I am the Reinhardt Schneider. Yeah. I'm going to kill Dracula. Playing the game on an actual Nintendo 64 with the expansion RAM pack installed. So I am playing on the high resolution mode that this game offers. So the frame rate's gonna be choppy. I could have played on low res and got a more consistent and smoother frame rate, but I just kind of wanted the image of the capture in the stream to look better. So, the choppiness is not the stream, it's the actual game. The game is choppy in high-res mode. That being said, high-res mode is a nice feature. It was a feature that was not available in the original Castlevania 64, of which this game is twofold. It's kind of a prequel to that game, but then at the same time, after you beat the main campaign and then play the special mini-campaign where you unlock all the other content and the other characters, you can play essentially the plot of the first Castlevania 64. So it is both a prequel and a special edition of Castlevania 64. It is certainly a more complete game than its predecessor. It's got more characters, better levels, more music. I definitely prefer this, Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, over the original Castlevania 64. However, the original Castlevania 64 had some cool things going for it. Namely, when you beat the game as Reinhardt, you unlock a Belmont-style costume for him. You know, kind of like a old school, a little headband, armor, and no pants. Like a Belmont. You know, it's more of a warrior barbarian kind of look. Red armor, so I guess it's kind of a throwback to Simon Belmont. I know he wore red in Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. However, it's not the Simon's Quest costume. It's the Simon's Quest costume. Looked more like a red tunic with like a black jumpsuit underneath, and white and white boots and gloves. Is what the sprite looked like anyway. Of course, the sprite was 8-bit, so not much detail you can put there. I'm gonna rotate this mast so that I can get things. The jumping and the platforming in this game is really weird if you're not, if you're not used to it. But I've played this game a couple of times. I've even beaten it. I've beaten the original, actually, as Reinhardt. And Carrie, I'm sure, at some point. It was a while ago, though. Playing as Carrie is a bit easier than playing as Reinhardt, because Carrie has these homing orbs that she shoots from her hand, because she's a sorceress. And it's a lot easier to do combat as her. Reinhardt's kind of, well, for more advanced players, I guess. I don't claim to be advanced, but I have beaten this game, so that's something. I can't promise I won't die. This is a legitimate playthrough, though. I don't think I'll do it all in one sitting, but I am going to attempt to play through this game beginning to end as Reinhardt. On normal, as I said, because I find this game's hard difficulty to be just unreasonable. I can't stand it. It's not fun. It's just not fun. You get less healing items, worse sub-weapons, and enemies do massive damage to you. It's ridiculous. I can't play it. Not at that difficulty. So normal it is. The game is manageable this way, and that's how I like it. Where are you? I hear you. There you are. Whip it! You can see now I have a chain whip instead of the leather whip. That is another enhancement they made to this version. In the original Castlevania 64, there were power-ups to your primary weapon, but there was no visual indicator that you actually got stronger, and that really annoyed me about that game. It just looked like the leather whip all the time, and I think technically it was stronger, but there was no visual indicator, so that bothered me. In this one, that's been remedied. If you power it up once, it goes from leather whip to chain whip, and then if you power it up a second time, it goes from chain whip to beam whip. It's just a beam of light. It's pretty cool. I'm sure I'll get the beam whip at some point. I think I got all these barrels already. Yeah. It's kind of annoying in this game. Barrels respawn, but the items within them, of course, do not. So I've got the key. Time to go in the deck. Good skeleton. I don't need to save yet. I only need to save to, like, before the boss. This guy's a pain. If you let him spit water in your face. Oof. I love that skeletons have voices despite not having vocal cords. But then again, later on in this game, you encounter skeletons on motorcycles. In the 1800s. You know what, Konami? I don't care if it was Dracula magic. It was dumb. Ugh. This game does have a dodge mechanic. It's kind of awkward, though. You have to press, like I did just there, you have to press jump and the direction you want to dodge at the same time. It's kind of useful sometimes. It's not, I wouldn't exactly call it great, you know. Say what you will about the PlayStation 2 Castlevanias, they at least controlled better than this. Even if they did, you know, mimic Devil May Cry, whatever. That's kind of what a 3D Castlevania should be. However, my main complaint about the PlayStation 2 Castlevanias was that many of the corridors and rooms looked the same. The level design wasn't very good. But other than that, of course, the graphics and performance was stronger because it was newer hardware. And then the music was better too. Not only because it was on disc, but also because the composer, Michiru Yamane, is exceedingly talented. And I just picked up the knife. Fantastic. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to keep the axe because I happen to know for a fact that at least in this mode, I'm not even sure you can get an axe on a hard mode. I know the axe is highly effective against the boss of this area. It does not like the axe. And a powered up axe would have been nice, yes, because that's another thing they added to this version. Power up your sub weapons to level 2 and level 3. And the boat sank. But it's okay, we made it. I will save here. Do it, Reinhardt, you're the man. Roast chicken. Alright, got the axe again, but it's only level 1. It'll do. Ah, crap. This attack does massive damage on hard mode. Yeah. See me slide and whip him like a cool guy? It was amazing. He doesn't like it. Yeah, get him again. Staggered him. Nice. Dodged it. Whip it. That is hard to dodge. Your horses. Okay. Sorry about that. My dog wanted to leave the room.